I finally realized that people are prisoners of their phones. That is why it's called a cell phone. I know, I'm sure you've never thought about it, a cell phone when you're in a cell and all of that. So today, we're talking about a very interesting topic. It's a controversial topic, and also it's very interesting because this time around we're letting down our hair and we're discussing, we're going deep and we're talking about it. This is Gbogbo Swagger and welcome to Swagger's Lifestyle. Have you subscribed to my channel? Smash on that subscribe button and do not forget to turn on the bell notification so whenever it is I post a video, you get to see it. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe.
Welcome to Swagger's Lifestyle.
Welcome back. So due to popular demand, we brought back our guest. So can we meet you?
Good day, everyone. My name is Emeka Bubwade. I'm a social psychologist.
Okay. He's laughing, right? Yes, because today we're talking about men and their phones. Okay, so why do men guard their phones with their lives? And why do they consider their phones sacred?
Unless it's scientifically proven that every man sets out to guide their phone with their life, then we can now agree. But I've not read where somebody will guide his phone with his life. But I get what you're saying. What you're trying to say is an individual, particularly men, will stand at nothing to protect their phone. Well, why? There are many reasons why someone can want to guard something. For instance, let's even take away the phone from the talk. Whatever you protect, it means it's of value to you. And as for the phone, there could be informations on it you do not want to share. No matter how intimate or serious or defined the relationship can be, there are some things you do not want to share. Not because they are not good to share them or it's not right for you to share them, but because of the aftermath of, passing that information across to the other person. Some things are best unknown.
What information would you have that you don't want your spouse to find out?
Yeah, every relationship is not the same.
True.
Every relationship has factors you want to put into consideration. For instance, if I'm with a spouse that doesn't understand my business, or even if she does not have the heart to handle some certain information. For instance, if I have on that information a discussion between myself and my financial advisor of how much I want to get a 250 million naira loan, and I know she cannot even process that, and it's too ambiguous in her head, and how is she going to even if she gets to know about that, she's not going to support, and I know this is the only decision I can make. If she gets access to my phone, she will see that conversation, even if it will bring up issues already. So in order not to be distracted by whatever issues might come up, I would rather safeguard the phone, let her know that there are some certain things I cannot share with her, not because they are bad, but because she may not be able to handle it. Everything starts from self. There's this popular saying, I think it was by Einstein, he said, to thine self be true. If you can be truthful to yourself, it will be easy to relate with others because you would have brought them to the point where they see you as you are. So even if there are bad behaviors you have, or there are things that you are not too proud of, because there's no perfect person. No matter how you try to talk about a perfect marriage, there are still some things that are not right. I've not seen in my experience so far, I cannot tell you that I've seen this couple are the perfect ones. There is no perfect. You just have to make sure you're out there to manage each other. And managing each other can also be setting what works for you. Except there is something you are looking for. The phone shouldn't even be the basis of any relationship.
That's true.
But with the advent of social media in recent times, one of the things couples would have to discuss before they even decide to get married it wouldn't have been is, what do you think about your cell phone? Is this something anybody I can have access to or not? Couples should talk about that. Some people, you can't even use their cup. You can't even, they will say, this is my chair. And going into marriage, the spouse will not want that. But if you have discussed these things before getting married, you would already know. There was a case.
Okay.
The guy came to me and said he doesn't like the way his wife talks with the dad, and he's feeling somehow that if he goes on with his plan to marry the lady, he might not get that respect. And I said, how do you come about all of this? He said he went through their phone and he saw the conversation between himself and between the lady and the dad. I was like, okay, I now asked him, what was the reason why you even went for the phone? He said he just wanted to see. Now, the phone contains things that doesn't even concern even the individual. For instance, you open my phone and then you see I'm on a website that probably popped up, for instance. If you didn't know it popped up, you might think I went to that website. And you start to think about, is this man doing? So you need, and at the point when you have chosen a side, it now requires so much work for me to convince you. My dear brothers and sisters, we should not live our life hoping that we'll be convinced. It gets too difficult. There are a lot of people who are suffering from too much stress because they just have to be convinced. They have to prove somebody wrong. They have to. My dear, let us not punish ourselves.
Okay, now.
If I'm with you and you cannot take my word for what it is, even if I have a knife, I have blood stains, there's a corpse on the ground, and I tell you I didn't kill this person. If you cannot say yes, I go with your word. You don't even have any business marrying that person in the first place.
All right, so let's continue with our questions. We'll still go back because there's so much to talk about. So what do you think about men that don't allow their spouse to touch their phone?
I wouldn't know the direct motive in that instance, but I can give some reasons why a man or any individual would not want anyone to touch, the phone. The fact that these smartphones sometimes, due to inability to know how to use them, you can press the wrong things and then most of the things on the phone can just get wiped. A phone can be faulty and the owner of the phone already knows how he, maneuvers his way around the phone without having much issue. And he feels once anyone that doesn't really know the wherewithal of how to use the phone can just mess things up. That could be a reason. Another reason could be there might be, like everyone has a past. There might be certain informations even that the spouse might be aware of, and maybe he might see some things that may bring doubt. And he's like, okay, don't even go, just don't go on, don't touch the phone. He could be involved, it could be work, like some people might be working in an organization where some information are top-notch, secret, classified. You just cannot know. That could be a reason. And then, for men that cheat, because it's easier for men to do that in their nature, a cheating man would not want his spouse or his partner to see what he's doing with his phone. A cheating man would not want that because he still has respect. So the one that doesn't have respect or the one that doesn't care wouldn't even mind.
So we're coming to our opinion poll. So a survey was carried out and it showed that more men than women snoop on their partner's phone and social media accounts. What do you think about that?
So if I'm to take you back to what you said, that once you are with somebody, you are totally open to them. Snooping now is impossible because you were already open. So snooping will come to play if you already know you are not open and you have to find a way to get what was closed.
What then do you now think of the opinion poll? Is it true that more men snoop on their partners' phones and social media than women?
In the context of marriage or any relationship at all.
Yeah, let's just make it open, both in marriage and also in a relationship.
Now, snooping takes time. The person has to have time to snoop. It's either the person is idle or the person really think there's a problem you want to snoop around about. Okay. So, you want me now to say who is less idle? Or who is
Do men
busy?
snoop more or do women snoop more?
If you want me to give a wild guess, based who feels more insecure in a relationship, I know it has to be a woman.
So what do you think? Because the survey said that more men snoop more on their wives' phones or their partner's phone and social media than women. So what do you think? Just drop your comments on the comment section and then let's engage. So back to our conversation. A saying goes that if you check a man's phone, it will end in premium tears. What is the psychology behind that?
As much as tears can come to play checking a man's phone, tears can also come to play checking a woman's phone. But there's a Yoruba adage that says, we do not open the luggage of a mad person. So if you also put that into the question you are asking, if you know this person is a mad person, you won't dare go after his luggage. So if the man is somebody you do not trust, it will definitely end in tears, because you will just be your assumptions will just be confirmed. But if it's not so, if you cannot just out of the blue say all men would have their spouse cry over them checking over their phone, that would not be true.
Okay, but some people tell you how as a man it's healthy to flirt.
Unless you would not agree, but you and I know that we're in a fast-paced world now. A lot of things happen. Things come at you from different points and angles. And sometimes some women cannot handle some certain things. So men try to, bottle things up and try to handle things their way because they feel they are the one out there facing those things. A woman too can also feel the same way. If I came home to you almost every day and told you people are throwing passes at me, that becomes a daily discussion in the house, and it seems as if there's nothing else that happens to you, only men or only women. So that one now can now be an issue, and men in the process where the guy was trying to handle those things on you, accept the messages we're suggesting differently. And that's why I said, back to what I always say, to thyself be true. Know yourself. You do not need validation from people. Sometimes the compliments and the attention people throw at you makes you feel better. A man could be enjoying that, okay, at least even so and so person is calling me, likes me, that means at least I'm hot. All those things sometimes they help to motivate men or increase esteem. But if to yourself you are true, if you know within yourself, if you can beat your drum, if you can blow your trumpet within you that you know that, so you might not even need that kind of validation. You might not readily need to entertain all of that for you to feel cool about yourself. So sometimes a man is just caught up in the world of being a man. Okay, maybe this is another mountain to climb, or this is another adventure this is another road, let me see where it ends. Playing along or flirting or doing those things. Sometimes subconsciously men do those things for that reason. A man may not know that his phone is making him is too much distraction. He might need a constant reminder from his wife or his spouse. Also, the woman shouldn't, because curiosity always kills the cat, because the woman shouldn't now lord it over him that phone. There are ways. We need to let our men and women know how to handle anything so that there would not be any need for suspicion.
That's good. So, okay, cell phone privacy and trust.
Without phone, with or without phone, trust is a very important thing in any relationship. When you talk about privacy, then it can be defined. Because if I'm your spouse, privacy, I can want to have alone time with myself. It doesn't mean I don't love you or I don't respect you. But that one we can define. But as for trust, my dear, there is no compromise. If my cell phone is making you not trust me, you have to tell me why, because I know I trust you and you should trust me. But if the cell phone will bring a problem for me not to trust you or you not to trust me, then I think we would have to address that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hope you learned a lot, because this is actually an amazing and a wonderful conversation. We've come to our giveaway session. Yay! I love this part because, you know, all our guests get to give back to the people and all of that. So what do you have for us today?
I give myself away. So feel free anytime you need help or you want to talk to someone, you can always talk to me.
Oh, that's nice. When I heard I give myself away, I said, oh, that's the lyrics from a song. So all you have to do is subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, follow him on Instagram, and then send us a message on swaggerslifestyle@gmail.com. Once you do that, we will link you up with him to be able to get more counsel, and then you can be able to ask more questions. Thank you so much for giving yourself away. Welcome back. Hope you were able to pick one or two things. I was able to learn a lot because that was quite an intensive discussion. And then what struck out for me or stood out for me is to thyself be true. Try as much as possible to be honest in your relationship. Try as much as possible to be true. And try as much as possible that whatever it is that you're doing should be in the best interest of your partner or your spouse. I still remain Gbogbo Swagger, and this is Swagger's Lifestyle. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Till I see you next time, make sure you stay true to yourself. Take care.